They say 1,439, the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. And this Arukh HaShulchan Yomi should be a schus for Am Yisrael in our battle against Hatzor Sonu, Machshmo V'Zichro. We are doing today Siman Yordeh, Siman Kuf Beites still, Samach Vav Dayin Hey. Saba, Chain Meich Mishnah Stapek, those are these one is unsure if much is bar, that we saw in Sip Samach Dalet. The best of Guf Happy, the best of Yoming, that the best the cycle based on bodily occurrences is like the best the cycle based on days. The best increases about a Lavi Veses. The best increases about a Lavi Veses. As opposed to the Veses of jumps, which is not a Veses. Yomim unless combined with days, which have Sif Mem Vav. The Mitzvah Veses increases the best of Guf Ganke. What about, can we join Veses Takvitzos and Gretzes Aguf? She jumped the Piaka and she burped for us Adam. She did 3 times. She cuffed to the bad. If she just jumped the Piaka about her, just burped, lower so she didn't see. Even though we say the couple of vessels, the clothes man should take posts with Tifaika, so she could attain a vessel that any time that she jumps and she burps, she's also come over like jumping on a specific day. If I have to come over before Kvisa Yomim, even though the Lord speaks about jumps in days, that's one of several possibilities. So it's a vehicle. Maybe the same thing is true. If she jumps and she burps, perhaps they don't join together. Evidently, this is the question of crazy or placey. I got to say something which just came in my mind tonight, which is Hilchos Nida is something which is nogea to every couple in Klal Yisrael, and that's it. And obviously, this is much more complicated than Orach Chaim. And the question is how you can possibly expect the average couple in Klal Yisrael to keep this complexity of Hilchos Nida when it's challenging to just learn all these halachas. So obviously, most of these cases, the overwhelming majority of these cases, are just cases which are extraordinary outliers. And basically, Hilchos Nida is very simple, relatively speaking. It's just that it gets complicated when you get into all these additional rare and infrequent types of phenomena. That's important to remember in learning to a lot of the different halachas, but it's only Hilchos Nida. So Samosai, what about 2 things which happen to the body? You're concerned with even one of them, if normally there are 2. Let's say she burped and she sneezed. 3 times, and so bloody cover of vessels, specifically a vessel for burping and sneezing, and one of them is not going to be a concern. Perhaps she is concerned in one of them. This is really true. And within the time prior to actually having Kviyas Veses, that she either burped or sneezed, she didn't see blood, the body will cover the Chadaminai. She's not covered to one of them. So therefore, obviously, in that case, can't be covered. Well, that goes on the mind. So the lawyer was that told us didn't happen during the time of her approaching a vessel kavua. If you it happened rather after the vessel kavua for both, then and she only one of them. Im talchus and lab she had to be concerned not. Near being a mamash kavia ma'aser she is a kvias lebov and acher became a sabbath kolim. So Arukh HaShulchan says it seems to him that the Baal Chlamais would be that it has to be precisely like it was at the time that it happened. In other words, previous sivas kvitzos and the double kvitzos and burping. Here it's burping and sneezing. We're not choshesh for them alone because you have to go by the way the essence was nikba, the way it was set in stone. Samaches, these barbasib mem gimel. The Gemara yesh o min veses. There's another type of veses in the Gemara. So they achilles by eating. She eats garlic rasa, and she eats achla pilpul, and she eats peppers rasa. Chol poskim los kiruzen. None of us can mention this. Trachnu shom litain tam. We tried to explain it. I ain't sure. However, Rabbeinu Hammah is kids ever seen Chav Gimel. I guess not all the places do not include the Ramah, because he writes, Arukh HaShulchan, she ate garlic, vrasa, and saw Achla Batza, and saw she ate onion, and saw Achla Pilpul, and vrasa, she ate peppers, and saw Yeshish Kol Vesel roast. Some say that she was now called because she had 3 different hot stuff, that on any hot stuff, she becomes a needle, like an ox is called Shor Gamal Chamor. In some stage, anything she sees by eating, it's extrinsic. It's like what she sees by jumping. And any other act which she herself activates. This is called something which came through circumstances under control. It does not consider to be a Kriya's vessel, except if it comes out on a specific day as well. Some say some say no, that it's a bit like a vessel which she sees in her body. And she makes it permanent. I feel even without irregular intervals. I can't show an for the Roma. Samachas English the day according they can't ask according to the last minute. This makes like vessel that holds it's like a vessel. You can't lama the vessel lama tzavina. Why by Vestas Saguf do we not join one to the other? Come up, Let's say, okay, you need both. The Achim time is by eating when it's garlic, onion, and pepper. So let's see, it's here, puke and itush. Slow down, it's not karmo. The mimikrim, kol mikra, in something which happens, every incident, when you're being out, is a separate incident. Avo bachilos, but by eating, the real idea it comes by the heat of the body by this consumption. It's not the food which does it; it's the heat of the body which does it. So therefore, that's a common denominator. What difference it goes from garlic, from onion or pepper? The whole heat of the body. That's why. First opinion holds that she, in these circumstances, she's going to invest for anything which is hot. Even it's not one of these 3 things. Nevertheless, it seems the this is also specifically kishekfius. Was by all 3 different types. The kvius was by one of them. Not so vessel, but she doesn't cover vessel for other types of foods. The Shema Guva means that maybe this body is allergic specifically to this type. But once the pattern is set by 3 different types, that is set for all types. Oh, that's the case I just mentioned. It was becomes more for everything. There was one who says, if she has pilpel, batzal, and shum, so it's converses all other hot stuff. Nevertheless, if she eats other things, hot stuff and doesn't see, it's not okay in the original verses. Let's say she chives or something, I guess. We come again. We come she ate 3 times from other type of hot stuff. Best of these 3 types is not negated. If she ate 3 times one of these medium and she didn't see from all the categories. There's also evidence that's going to get more Baba Kama in Baba Kama. Also, we have to declare if she ate garlic and saw, and then she ate another type of hot species and she ate onions and saw, peppers and saw. So it's 1, 3, 4. In my that other meal which she ate and she didn't see, it's in Shabshal Klova Veses Elu, and she's not going to Veses. Okay, with the Gemara Chashvan. Since the Gemara mentions the other species, which are hot, even though they're not of the archetypes of onion, garlic, and onion, garlic, and what's the third one? Onion, garlic, and peppers. So Nekar versus Miko. No, it went back. So Brass tomorrow week. When does these be significant? Elijah and Chamim with Yosef. Maybe they're of what's called compensation. I forget what it's called. Maybe they are more hot and sharp. Mikol v'Chaim Shalom than anything which is hot and sharp in the world. Over mina acher, the vada in this topic. If it's another species, they don't have to be concerned. Control the shlosh b'ayim mishum rasa, so she ate 3 times garlic and saw. After the time ochel batzov l'rasa, even though in the meantime she ate onion, didn't see it. Come, the best of l'shum. She's going to best for a garlic. Shayan roim she gufam mitzvah. Rocking means that. Okay, she's allergic to that. But some of you rocking a kviyas, so you had a shlosh meaning. The service only if the kviyas comes through 3 types. What's that one mean comes in between? Sorry, not clear. I know, the Gemara, and according to the law of the Gemara, any shokabas vesameni dosa bezivasa, a woman cannot make a vesses during the day she's already a nida or a zava. Most as far as we shall see. Visa Gemara says the dakma mayam pasuach l'kava meni dosa. It's only if she was already bleeding from the days of ziva preceding nida that she's not going to vest the days of nida. Mayan slasum, if she's kind of starting from scratch, she didn't bleed during the zava time. Kava, she's kovev. I sham the rakal the main nidasakai. It's only during their nida. We made zivasa if she was a zava. Low cover Ahmad Sosim doesn't of course means she started her period during zivos and not cover anything. Local Ahmad Sosim even she starts from scratch. I have 2 cases of Elsha, but the Gemara Mitina Talmud, according to the letter of the Gemara, Aina Isha Kovas Vest, Lobby may needles, the Lobby may zivos. A woman cannot be covered neither in the days of Nida nor the days of Ziva. Kates are so Rasa Bechachodesh on the first day of the month, Chamisha, so on the 15th day of the month, Shutochi may needle, which is in the 18 days of her first sighting. I feel no, okay, so it's 3 times. Local of Vesses, the Chamisha Bechodesh, El Bechachodesh. She's still not covered Vesses for the 5th of the month, but for the 1st of the month. So if she's on the first month, then the 15th of the month. Local of Vesel has she doesn't have Vesel for 15. Shalu be talking about Ziva, which is within the days of Ziva. But when is this true? Which is when she sees blood continuously from before till now. Avi Russell said, "My son, but she didn't see blood until now." Such as she saw twice on Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh, and then she added on 25th of the month and Rosh Chodesh. Up here, even though the third Re'iyah was yeah, right? Because Rosh Chodesh comes up. I don't know why it shows Chafei, which would be far apart. Anyway, even though it's the 3rd time it's happening within the May Nida, the 7. Oh, because it's 7. Maybe stress 7 days from Chafei b'Chodesh. Kovas Rosh Chodesh. She's Kovas Rosh Chodesh. V'Shtar Rosh Chodesh man starts too. The first 2 were from a closed from scratch. Yes, Chafei b'Chodesh. You're saying this was about umerava. So the fact you saw 25th, that's additional blood which because she already got accustomed to it. But it's really blood of the 25th. If Chodesh Gankin Akadima, just because the day which actually came, so maybe on the way. She's on the way to determine getting another vessels. I come to show the tour. Braxi says, "Esher Kobasi May Ziva Cloud Pidi Shmuel Daflam." It does. They say it can be called vessels during the May Ziva. I mean, Zoshitas Rashi, the Toises, Chol Rabbis saying the needles for Zivos. This is according to Rashi and Toises and all of our rabbis. You know what's coming up. Rambam, right? We have to the Chol Pirush the Mayan Sus and the Kayash Nebios Rishonos. So they have to say that the Mayan Sus is going on the first two Rios. Avraham, according to Rambam, needs 3 later holds he made Nidos, he made Zivos. So far as he should call him Mab, made Rasa, made Laura saw, according to Rambam, holds that she counts, he made Nidos, and he made Zivos all her life, whether she saw or not. The Savassin Kubigimo, like I said, Perish Pasha. The Mayan Pasuch Mikra Rasa Mamish. Mayan Pasuch means when she actually saw blood. Doesn't know Vas made Nidosa. Well, she's not Kaveh Vas during the Nida. Mayan Sasim Shlora some Mamish. She's not seeing out of her Mayan Sasim. She's not seeing anything. It's only called the reckoning that she's in days of Nida. Does go by Veses, then she can be called Veses. I give of a close of Bismarck Gemara is all time the Gemara. You know, Kasa, Tum Shem Ramban, the Ham Shangu Shalafish when he made Nida by Ziva. Since anyway, we always keep Shem Nakim, we don't discern between Nida and Ziva. Kamar the Kolti was down with Shem Nakim, Kadin Zava. There was any drop of blood a woman sees, she says Shem Nakim as if she's a Zava. Who at the end of the Yanakis Vesa saying Chiluk. So now there's no difference also between them being Kovei Veses. Because keep it up like it's up anyway. Yom Rasi Tesla Yom, so she's the 15th to 15th. Kovei Veses. 15 days. She's Kovei Veses. I come with Shona. The time say Shmita Rabbi say about Shulchan is called in there. So that's what the author Shulchan is all halacha. Shmana we don't have to make distinctions. I've understand it. In Kent of Yichumah Zay they call it Kul Gdol. This Chumrah will bring a tremendous kula. Going in Yeshla Veses B'chol Chaf Yom. She has Veses every 20 days. And it's a permanent Veses. And then she sees 3 times from 15 to 15. Her attack her Veses is going to uproot the original Veses. For Ein La Veses come because the entire, but there's no Veses at all according to the entire because it's happening in Meziva. How can I uproot the first Veses, which is Kavua? In this situation, the first was not uprooted. In Ken, if that's the case, I would say the rabbi should have explained this halacha in any event. Be as it may, I ain't doubting Dina in terms of halacha. Raisi BMS Bishop Pasakain, I saw that indeed some Pasakaway the Kula Lominan conversation could best to be main need of Ziva. Don't say the Kula that you can make a vessel between days need and Ziva, that's a shock. Over there, that's the Minchas Yaakov, the argues on crazy replacing. Another time it gives the reason you can't and Tzrichim I'll show you made needles for Zivos. Because if we made people be chayshish, so then you have to always count main needles and zivos, which we don't do. And the whole point, they wanted to avoid this whole thing. He was like the interdimensional cloud. No, says Arukh, fair is fair. That's not a comparison. The tzrichim rakli da call vessels above, but yudas yom ain't a vessel cool. It's not a big deal. Let them know that any vessel which comes in 19 days, the first 19 days, it's not a vessel lakula. I know if you at least sell by mess, that's a rival. So the between the rival but safer bal nefesh. We need to vessel vessels, but those that make a cycle within a cycle. Much custom of Torah, but shona sifla basis el shona. Like it's called a Torah Shanach. Pamim Aisha Kobasa vessels vessels. How sometimes a woman has a cycle within a cycle. Okay, so how so? Rasa Shosh Payim or Chodesh so 3 times on Rosh Chodesh. Revis and the 4th time she saw Bechaf on the 20th day of the month. Says cancel brackets cancel the mark much because of a shach. The fourth was the 20th day of the month. Rosh Chodesh and Rosh Chodesh again. She's in the 5th and 6th. I cover stay vestos. She has 2 vestos. How so? Klamar vestos b'chol Rosh Chodesh. She has vestos b'chol Rosh Chodesh. Vestos b'chol Chafla Chodesh. So okay, so that the case I didn't say the case right. She saw 3 times on Rosh Chodesh. The 4th time and on she saw on Chaf and on Rosh Chodesh. Okay, so now she has 2 vestos. She says Rosh Chodesh and Chav Chodesh. Because it's difficult. Mashal because of vestos to vestos. Wait a minute. A cycle within a cycle. Wheel within a wheel. Name of the issue is the vestos are regular. Let's say this woman has a skipping vestos. She roel pam b'chaf yom pam asoyim. Sometimes it's after 10 days, sometimes after 20 days. Shari kava b'chay gav. It's happened this 3 times. Rabbi Yitzchak Mishim v'shishis. in the fifth and fourth and fifth and sixth. Avadi the Mishum do Asor Yomi Iyam Shlai Go Beses. So it must be that it can't be Go Beses within 10 days. Shemi May Ziva, because it's days of Ziva. Making it loyal Chushas, I really we shouldn't be concerned about this. El Chumra Mina Goaska May Ziva, but the Chumra says she's Koveh also during the days of Ziva. Avika Vesumi Lamed, the primary vest nevertheless is from 30 to 30. Vest to vest, that's why the one which is short is called vest of silk vest. Okay, in the brackets he brings down something which not really necessary for us. The end is not yet in sight.